In today's video, I'm going to be deep cleaning and protecting the exterior surfaces on this Audi S5 using the help of some products which have been kindly sent to get my honest opinions on. I kicked things off on the wheels by using Bug and Grime, which is a ready-to-use pre-cleaner which I allow to sit on the wheels for a couple of minutes before rinsing off with the pressure washer. I also use that same product to clean the tyres as well. I went in with the Garage Therapy wheel shampoo at a 1:50 dilution in the IK foamer and popped a bit of that in the bucket too to give these wheels a thorough contact clean. This is a product that I use pretty much weekly on my own vehicle as it feels really nice and slick and safe to reduce the risk of any marring from the brake dust as much as possible, and it also does have higher cleaning power than a regular pH neutral shampoo. I follow the same cleaning approach as I did on the wheels on the exhaust tips too. However, there were a few extra stages that I did after the contact wash to help bring these back up to standard. To pre-wash the vehicle, I first started with that Bug and Grime and sprayed that onto the dirtiest areas of the vehicle. Being a ready-to-use product, this isn't the most economical, so it's really more suited to spot cleaning. For example, if your car's relatively clean and you just want to spray it on the bugs on the front or on the odd bit of bird poo just to give it that extra kick, whilst using something like a pH neutral snow foam, then this is going to be the ideal product. For pre-washing an entire vehicle though, it's obviously going to be a pricey option. To extend the dwell time of Bug and Grime and to also pre-wash the rest of the vehicle, I went in with Pyramid Hydrofoam and I went for a 1:9 dilution of this. This is an alkaline snow foam, so it has a bit more kick than a regular pH neutral snow foam. It's not the most powerful alkaline snow foam that I've ever tried, but for this vehicle it was going to be absolutely fine, and I was very confident that after a thorough rinse with the pressure washer that the vehicle was ready for a safe contact wash. If you are enjoying the video so far, it would be brilliant if you could drop it a like, as it does really help to get it out there to more people. To contact wash this vehicle, I went in with Geon Restart shampoo, which is designed to deep clean coatings, as it also has an iron fallout remover built in to deal with the aspects of contamination. This is really handy as it essentially combines those decontamination steps, so when that build-up isn't too heavy, this is great to use on a more regular basis. It also felt very slick and sudsy, so the wash mitt was just gliding across the panels with very little resistance, really helping to reduce the risk of any wash marring. The car definitely had a decent layer of protection on it, but it was looking a little bit flat in some places. So I went in with Geon Wet Coat, which is a spray and rinse sealant to top that up. So this is used when the vehicle has been washed and rinsed, but before drying, and it just requires a few sprays on the panel, and then it is rinsed immediately with the pressure washer to help boost the protection. This was actually one of the first detailing products that I ever tried, and this is my third bottle of the product. It is really good stuff for this situation, and it works great as a standalone product, but really excels here when boosting existing protection. My main tip with this product is to make sure you're using it when the panels are cool, so definitely not in direct sunlight, and I would always check the panel temperature before using it, otherwise you could potentially run into issues with the product spotting and streaking. I would also recommend not going overboard spraying loads onto the panel. It really doesn't need it, and you can actually just get away with a couple of sprays per panel and essentially use the pressure washer to spread it around, as it really does grab onto the surface quite easily and you'll get way more uses out of the bottle. As the car now had a fresh layer of protection, I could easily blast away the majority of the water using the Blow Air RS car dryer, which also really helps to reduce any drips from areas like the door mirrors or handles. Once I'd done this step, I then went in with a Carbon Collective ceramic detailer and used this as a drying aid to mop up any water that was still on the panels and give it a little bit of a boost to that gloss and slickness. The exhaust tips required some extra attention to remove all the carbon deposit build-up, so I went in with the Stiana Gloss all-in-one polish combined with the ultra-fine wire wool, and this with a little bit of elbow grease removed the vast majority of those deposits and made the exhaust tips look nice and shiny again. I plan to apply a glass coating to windscreen on this vehicle, and the first step that I use when doing this is to use a glass polish, as this helps to remove all the chemical and water stains that might be on the surface. These are quite difficult to see, but if you run a damp microfiber cloth across the windscreen and the water doesn't look uniform on that surface and you sort of can see drip marks and things like that, then that's a sign that there is contamination there that something like a clay bar or decontamination shampoo just really can't deal with. If the glass coating was to be applied on top of this kind of contamination, then it would likely lead to things like wiper judder and smearing under direct light, so it really is an essential step. So I worked that in with a microfiber pad and then used a glass cleaner to help remove any residue. The coating of choice today was Soft 99 Glaco DX, which is the most hydrophobic one that I've tried. Application is nice and easy, it just requires a damp microfiber cloth to buff it off. And from my experience, you can get up to 5 months with this, but it does depend on how much you use the wipers, and it definitely helps as well if you use something like a quick detailer spray, or even better, a hydrophobic glass cleaner to help top up the protection every month or so. To dress these tyres, I went in with Geon Tyre Express, which is really easy to use and can actually be applied on wet tyres too. It does leave a relatively glossy finish, so I just like to knock it back slightly using a microfiber cloth after letting it soak in for about 10 minutes, and this in my opinion leaves the perfect finish, and also does last for a good few weeks.